These men were out in a wooded area when one of them snapped a photo of the other. But to their shock, the picture captured something terrifying. Among the trees, a pale, ghostly, childlike figure can be seen watching. The spot was none other than the abandoned Gore orphanage in Ohio, once home to over 120 children. Stories of mistreatment, accidents, and unexplained deaths gave the place a dark reputation. Even decades after it closed, locals still report phantom children and strange sounds echoing through the grounds. Many believe this photo reveals one of those restless spirits, children who once lived there and perhaps never left. In 2021, a hiker in the UK stumbled upon something downright disturbing. Baby dolls nailed to trees in an abandoned village. Some hung upside down, others twisted into unsettling poses. He captured the scene on video, but that wasn't all he captured. Viewers later spotted something in the background. A white figure, briefly visible before vanishing into the bushes. The village itself carried a grim past. It once served as a World War I military hospital, later a pension hospital, and eventually housing for workers, until it was abandoned in the 1950s. Authorities later removed the dolls, but no explanation ever surfaced. And, to this day, the hiker has no idea who or what was there with him. A hiker was alone at Eagle Creek in Oregon capturing pictures of the trail. Later, while reviewing the photos with a friend, something unusual caught their eye. One image showed a mysterious blue-white shape. When zoomed in, it appeared to resemble an angel. The hiker couldn't explain the sighting, and the eerie image remained on their phone, a strange and unexplained reminder of that day. In the heart of an Indonesian forest, a couple claimed they captured something beyond belief. Hidden deep within these remote waterfalls is the legend of the Jurig Kai, a spirit feared for centuries. Locals say it takes the form of a strange mix between human and lizard, lurking behind the roaring curtain of water. It waits, patient and silent, drawing people close, either with the beauty of the falls or by mimicking the cry of a child. Once near, victims are pulled into the turbulent depths, never to return. The couple insists the spirit revealed itself in their footage, but honestly, it's too blurry to determine anything. A Reddit user shared this photo, saying their son discovered it in his grandmother's backyard in San Antonio. The faint words, "I'm kidnapped," were visible, sparking immediate concern. Neighbors and online users quickly debated whether it was a prank or a genuine cry for help. Authorities were notified, and the item was handled with care to preserve evidence. Unfortunately, no further updates were ever given. A woman went ziplining through the forest when things took a horrible turn.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions of free child place holidays available.
Somehow her hair got caught in the pulley. She couldn't continue and was completely alone, midway along the zipline. She somehow managed to stop, but the damage was already done. Imagine if she hadn't been able to stop. How the story unfolded is unknown. While hiking near Valley Forge in Pennsylvania, a hiker climbed the trail stairs and paused to take a photo, drawn by the scenery. When turning back, there was a fleeting sense of being watched, though nothing visible stood out at the time. A year later, while reviewing the pictures, the hiker noticed a dark figure in the frame, something they hadn't seen before. There's still no explanation, but one thing is certain. The distinct shape is far more than just a trick of the eye. A family was on a mangrove walk when things took a scary turn. As they moved further in, the water grew deeper, soon rising to their waists. With the area infested with crocodiles, it felt like they were walking straight into danger. They didn't have much choice. They had to keep pushing forward to get out. In 1921, a photographer set out into the mountains of Berks County, Pennsylvania. He hoped to capture the beauty of the landscape and, half-jokingly, search for the legendary Lancaster witch. But on that trip, he captured this: a strange woman standing alone. Later, he told his wife about the encounter, but before he could develop most of the photos, he mysteriously died in his sleep that very night. Months later, his widow finished the roll of film and found the unsettling image. To many, they became proof that the photographer had truly captured the Witch of Lancaster. While walking in the woods near home, a hiker stumbled upon a suitcase filled with deer bones and a few odd items. He posted the photos on Reddit. No one could say why a deer carcass had been stashed this way, though theories ranged from hunters' leftovers to strange rituals. But what did Marilyn Monroe have to do with it? It was an eerie discovery, one that left more questions than answers. Several children have recently been reported missing in Virginia. Residents reported ice cream trucks driving through neighborhoods at midnight, lights flashing and music playing. The unusual timing and behavior of the trucks sparked fear and suspicion, and rumors linking them to the missing children spread online.
It's fucking 9 o'clock at night, bruh. No, it's 9:30. Why is you outside, bruh? And then these kids going missing. I'm about to burn down on this shit, bruh. We gotta get to the bottom of this shit, bruh. Cause this shit taking people. All these kids going missing. Then they talking about this ice cream truck shit. I'm about to see what's up. See what the fuck you serving or something. Look, and it's dark. How you doing? You got ice cream? Why you out this late? You out pretty late, mommy. Yeah. Why it's so dark? What you got? How much? Regular cone full? Oh, damn. Okay. Look how dark it is in that motherfucker. Nah, they snatching it. I'm an adult, so they don't want me. Then she just sitting right here parked up. Yo, what the fuck going on, yo?
Authorities have found no evidence connecting the trucks to any disappearances, but the videos and stories continue to unsettle the community. During a hike through the mountains, this man suddenly heard something strange.
Do you hear it? It's the fucking ice cream, man.
The unmistakable jingle of an ice cream truck. But in such a remote location, the sound made no sense. The eerie tune echoed through the valleys, leaving him unsettled. If it really was an ice cream truck, what was it doing way out there? A Reddit user was on a long walk in the countryside when they stumbled upon two burned, unsettling statues. They faced each other, framing the path. The statues felt completely out of place in such a quiet, isolated area. Searching for answers turned up nothing. Maybe it was just some random art, but it certainly didn't feel that way. In the Appalachian mountains, a man and his dog were walking at night when they heard this. The chilling sounds echoed through the darkness, leaving them frozen in place. Hearing something like this in the middle of the night was haunting, and with the eerie reputation of Appalachia, it makes you wonder, was it just wildlife, or something far stranger lurking in those woods. This woman has to take a terrifying path just to get home.
A lot of people ask me, Susan, how do you get in and out of your house if there's bears there? Well, I just parked my car at the end of my driveway, and I see a bear. Whoop, I see. I have 3 bears in front of my house. And this is how I go to my house. When I walk, they ignore me. Bears? Bear? There's my house, my driveway, and a bear. And I'm walking to my house. And friends, this is how it's done.
3 bears linger right in front of her house. Fortunately, the animals don't seem to care about her presence. But to an outsider, the thought is chilling. 30 feet of complete exposure with massive bears only steps away. For her, though, it's just another day. Another walk to the door. While cycling, these friends accidentally captured something they still can't explain. At normal speed, the footage shows nothing unusual, but slowed down, an object streaks past at incredible speed, far faster than any bird should fly. Its size also appears unusually large, sparking speculation about what it really was. Could it have been something extraterrestrial? 2 women were walking back from their hike. While searching for their car, they spotted something really unexpected.
There's a lynx in this guy's car. That is crazy. What the hell? What?
At first, they thought a bobcat had sneaked in, which seemed like a reasonable explanation, but then they noticed the animal was wearing a collar. It must have been someone's pet, but how and why? Near Killini Hill in Dublin, a Redditor found a small, neatly arranged altar in the woods. Stones, feathers, and tiny objects were carefully placed, hinting at a Wiccan or neo-pagan ritual, a memorial, or maybe a kid's project. The area felt quiet and deliberate, as if someone visited often. It wasn't threatening, just mysterious. A secret corner that seemed important to someone quietly existing among the trees. Urban ghosts trekked to the Cessna 414 crash site deep in the wilderness. After hours of climbing, they discovered the moss-covered wreckage, remnants of a tragic accident from November 24th, 1983.
Look at this. Wow.
Just almost fell all the way down.
People have brought flowers out here and stuff. You almost fell all the way down?
Yep.
Be careful. How cool is this?
Pretty cool. I feel it makes me sad though that people died.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Definitely sad situation, of course. Man. This is wild. To be very careful. It's insane how this would have come down. So the only thing they took were the engines. That's the only thing they felt
was cost effective enough to salvage. Wow, it goes all the way down the hill. Whoa, this is so cool. Right here is where it all ended for two unfortunate souls.
Oh, someone put flowers in there though, that's nice.
I know, it's very sweet of them. So basically these would have been where the engines were and they salvaged them. Yeah, great for photography, right?
Yeah, if you have the right lens, damn it.
The twin-engine aircraft had crashed into the steep terrain near Water Rock Knob in North Carolina during stormy conditions, claiming the lives of the pilot and a passenger.
That's from a plane enthusiast standpoint, this is really neat, but also you do have to take into consideration that lives were lost here. This is a memorial at this point, you know.
Yeah.
And they were almost to their destination. That just goes to tell you, goes to show you that you just never know. When your time comes, your time comes.
Right.
You know. That's why I harp on everyone to follow their passions and their dreams, because you just never know. You just never know.
No, don't waste your time. You know, being miserable because
Right.
there's so many opportunities.
You know, and I imagine these two gentlemen took off and on a normal day, and felt perfectly fine. And unfortunately, it did not end well. Their story ended here.
So sad.
It is. It is. You just never know.
The site remains a silent reminder of the tragedy slowly being reclaimed by nature. They did a brief paranormal session, but it didn't feel good. They decided to respect the place and leave it alone. A Reddit user reported feeling something trailing them late at night. While walking to a nearby store around midnight, in an area usually considered safe, the streets felt unusually empty. Sensing a presence behind them, they began recording on instinct. The video revealed a shadowy figure, thin with edges almost transparent, barely visible until filters were applied. The experience left the user shaken, unable to sleep for the rest of the night. In cases like this, I just wish they had uploaded the original video. A man was riding on a bike trail when this happened.
No mames.
Someone was standing in the middle of the path, seemingly distracted by their phone. Online comments debated who was at fault. Should the biker have been paying more attention to his surroundings, or should the person have not stood still in the middle of the trail? Probably the latter. What do you think? At Liberty Lake in the Ruby Mountains, a hiker saw this. Similar snakes have struck paddles and boats before. Observers online noted the danger, describing it as an unexpected threat in an otherwise calm setting. For the hiker, it was both a beautiful yet scary sight. This old house in Ithaca, Michigan, was bought by a Redditor's grandparents in the 1950s. The previous owner, later institutionalized, claimed that a piano played non-stop in the basement. She had hammered on the basement door in desperation, leaving marks that remained for years. The house was empty when this photo was taken, yet something unusual appears in the image. Along with other strange occurrences, the photograph stands as a chilling reminder of the house's haunted past. While staying in a cabin in the woods, a hiker experienced something terrifying one morning. While eating breakfast, a black bear stood against the glass door, watching from outside. It was a tagged problem bear, removed from neighborhoods multiple times. The bear seemed curious, drawn by the scent of food. After several attempts to break in, it finally gave up and wandered away. While wandering outside, this person was filming the sky when they noticed something unusual. Strange shapes began appearing and disappearing among the clouds. Their movements didn't look normal at all. Some say it was nothing more than a camera glitch, a lens flare, or just sunlight playing tricks through the clouds. But others aren't so sure. Was it really just an illusion, or could there be more to this story? This couple was enjoying a mimosa in the woods near a lake, when suddenly, this happened.
You're lying. Are you lying to me? No, it's right there. You can still see it. Is it gonna get me? Be looking. It's a bit higher. Did you see? Oh my god, don't start running.
Out of nowhere, a kangaroo came hopping straight out of the trees, heading directly toward them. The man and woman bolted, and the video cut off abruptly. Fortunately, since the footage was uploaded, we can assume they made it out safely. Crews had been called for a grass fire, but what they found instead was this bizarre scene: a burning stream in the middle of a downpour.
Check out what this lightning strike caused. It hit this ditch right here. It busted a gas line and a water line. We got called over here for a grass fire in the pouring rain, which we thought that's just highly unusual. But just look at it. You got a water line. It's broken here too. This is all by lightning strike. Broke this whole water line, just pouring up right here. And gas. Look at the gas. Is that not crazy? Anyway, we're not going to put it out because it'd just be fumes of gas everywhere. We just leave it burning. And they will come over here eventually and turn that off for us. If it starts getting into the trees or something like that, which it won't, you know, because it's raining outside. But we'll put it out as necessary, but we're just going to leave it burning like that. But I've never seen anything like it before. That's pretty unusual.
A lightning strike tore open a ditch, snapping a gas line and a water pipe at once. Flames rose strangely from the flooded ground, fire and water fighting in the same space, a sight that felt almost unreal. While driving along a forest road at night, a group witnessed something strange. Out of nowhere, a flickering light appeared, swaying above, rising and dipping in ways no star or plane ever could. What it was remains a mystery. Do you have any idea what it might have been? A couple was driving through a battlefield near the middle school around 9:30 p.m. Not long after, a heavy fog began to roll in. Uneasy, the woman asked her partner to turn around. Before leaving, she quickly snapped a few photos. But as the car turned, something terrifying happened. The headlights and GPS suddenly went dead, leaving them in pitch black fog for nearly 30 seconds. When the power returned, they wasted no time and drove out. Later that night, while checking the photos, they noticed something chilling. The last shot, taken seconds before the blackout, captured a strange figure in the fog near the fence. Eric was walking home in Reykjavik, Iceland, when he noticed something massive above the small hill near his house. A silent black shape hovered in the sky. The air grew heavy and the world around him fell silent. And then, it vanished. He uploaded the video online, though not everyone believed it. And I get it. With videos like this, it's hard to say. But what if it was real? While walking through a neighborhood near the forest, a hiker came across an eerie lawn. It was covered with dozens of baby doll heads. The hiker snapped a quick photo and moved on, curious about who lived there, but too frightened to find out. Art or not, it was a truly disturbing choice for a lawn display. On March 17, 2025, Wallace spent his first solo night in Botharthy Glen, a remote part of the West Highlands of Scotland, rumoured to be haunted by James of the Glen. He set up, cooked and prepared firewood, then settled in for the night. Hours later, he woke to a strange feeling.
During the night, I had a bit of a spooky experience. I woke up with what felt like a hand on my shoulder. I initially thought it would be the dog or one of the cats. Then I got a stark reminder I was actually in a bothy alone. I then thought it maybe be a mouse or a rat, so I flicked my shoulder to get it off. The weight lifted, but then nothing happened, no squeak or no noise of it landing on the floor.
Alone, with no sound or sign of movement, the sensation vanished.
Finally, folks, after nearly 15 years, I have finally managed to do my first ever solo bothy night. And would I do it again? Probably not. I don't think I'd go out my way to do a solo bothy night. And the reason being is I've always used bothies as like a social thing, like you go with friends and have a chat, a couple of drams around the fire. Last night I just felt a little bit lonely, just wasn't quite for me. And then during the night I felt that hand on my shoulder. My initial thoughts was it was a mouse. Flicked my shoulder, waiting for the thud of a mouse or a rat or something. And absolutely nothing, not even a squeak. So yeah, that freaked me out a little bit. Probably my imagination, but when I arrived at the bothy last night, there was a couple there just leaving. They were just day tripping with their dog, and she was telling me that James of the Glen haunts the bothy. So I don't know, it's all these folklore, isn't it? Do you know what? It's probably just my imagination, but these things do sort of freak you out a little bit.
By morning, he survived the night, but admitted he wouldn't attempt another solo stay. Jesse was flying his drone over the Salt River Canyon, spotting forgotten mine shafts and cliffside caves. He hiked down and discovered one of the hidden mines, then realized his drone had found 2 more nearby. But what truly caught his eye was this.
Not too far away from these mines, I found exactly what I was looking for. This was the blue Mazda that I found last year, and it raised some great concerns in the comments section of my other video. If you look closely, you can see that 3 of the 4 car doors have been opened, as if after the crash, who was ever in the car made it out. But this is where the plot thickens. I scanned the guardrails to see if any sections of them had been replaced, or if some of them looked newer than others, to indicate this is where the car plowed through the rails. But I couldn't find any evidence of that. And if the Mazda did plow through the rails and Arizona Department of Transportation did fix them, why would they not remove the car? There are dozens of other car wrecks down here. Most of them are probably 30, 40 to 50 years old and further down the canyon, so I can see why they wouldn't remove those. But why not this one? And on top of that, I scoured the internet for hours looking for any articles or news headlines that talked about a blue Mazda crashing into the Salt River Canyon, but nothing surfaced. I did do my best to zoom in and see if there were any bodies still in the car, but from what I could see, there weren't. But there is always the trunk. Now, what I did see were 4 tires with some pretty good-looking tread and a shiny catalytic converter. Just kidding. Or am I? But when I do come back out here to check out the mines, I'm going to try to hike down to the Mazda and take a closer look, see if there is anything in the trunk, and try to pull a license plate or VIN number. But what do you guys think happened here? Be sure to let me know down in the comments. My money says that the car was stolen and whoever was driving the car was either drunk or a really crappy driver. And once the car landed down in the canyon, they all crawled out, probably unscathed, and decided that although it's an unfortunate situation that they're in, it would be best if they did not report it. And most importantly, not say a word to anyone.
There were no crash marks, no damaged guardrails, no reports anywhere. Who left it there, and why? While hiking, a person recorded this video. over the city of Kunming, China, faint blue lights appeared. Witnesses described the shape shifting, breaking apart, then reforming. Similar sightings have been reported all over the world. It makes you wonder, it can't be a coincidence. Now, let's watch some more scary encounters.